is 5:15.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Kevin, will you do roll call for us, please?
Okay, we have 4 members present. Ann Temple is excused, and Susan Chucks has not arrived yet. So we have a quorum.
Very good. Item number 3, the...
I'm sorry, and I should say that Megan Luther is attending via Zoom.
Okay, she's attending by Zoom.
Hi, Megan. In here.
Okay, does anyone have any additions or additions to the agenda?
I have none.
If not, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 And approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Has everyone had a chance to read through those?
Move to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed and carried. Kevin, we're ready for the director's report.
Okay, can you hear me?
So now I'm on.
Susan just texted me that she wants to call in. Okay, is it too late to do that?
I don't know where the phone is. Can
Can you
she
just send her a Zoom link?
can
Send her
she
send
do
her
a
the same
Zoom
email.
connection? And I could email her a Zoom link.
Maybe just email her a Zoom link.
Okay.
She didn't answer, but
I sent it to her city email if you want to tell her that.
okay.
Okay. All right, so director's report. Let me go back to the top. So we have written reports, myself, and Max Velasquez and Jean Patrick. So I guess the only update that I will give is, we are finishing up interviews for the new position, the library programming specialist position, and should be making a decision on that by the end of the week of who to offer the position to. And last Friday, I offered a part-time position to a young DWU graduate, and she accepted. Do you know Alethea Underheim?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, she's delightful.
So she accepted, and so I sent her paperwork, and I'm waiting to get that back from her so we can then get her figured out a time to start.
And
For
hiring
next
a
week.
new person, did we change the parameters of the job description at all, or has it remained as it was?
Well, no, it's a new job description. It's a new position. As I said in my report, the month of December, I went through. We worked with, had conversations with the library staff of what we wanted. I created a new job description, submitted that to the city HR and administrator, and then that went through the process of that approval, and then it went to, so then that was approved. Oh, Susan is,
Waiting to be let in, she
yes.
said. So the new position is called library
Hi,
president.
Susan.
I'm here.
Um,
I'm here.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
yes. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. And so then the city council approved, since there was a change to staffing citywide, then a new salary ordinance had to be approved, and the city council approved that at their first meeting in January. So, the position is library programming specialist. And so with about 75% time doing library programming and 25% time doing still kind of circulation assistant duties. So about 1 day a week or so. So, so those are just the updates to, and I guess, the other thing just relating to the strategic plan, with the staffing and being short-staffed for pretty much all of December, not pretty much, definitely all of December and all of January, we haven't gotten quite as much done on a couple of items like weeding. Max has spent more time at the circulation desk, and the one other thing that we had stipulated to be kind of completed by the end of 2026 was selecting a second social media channel to start using, but this new position will kind of also be doing that. So we will work closely with the new staff member to decide which we're going to do. I mean, most likely it will be Instagram, but that person will be the lead person in doing the posting. So, any questions about the written reports? Then I'll just quickly go through statistics. If I can get past that. There we go. For somehow I got the graphs first instead of the tables, but we had a great year. Our circulation increased by over 20,000 in 2025. So,
To what do you do? To what do you attribute that?
Just what we've been doing. I mean, it went up a lot last year from 116. Almost 117,000 to over 150. This year it went up another 20. Last year, one of the things we attributed it to was, we had shared our collection of our overdrive collection, with the rest of the state. But, that big increase happened last year. So our print, our physical item circulation went up a higher percentage than our digital. So, I just think, we're getting word out. We're getting more people are aware of the library and coming in and using the library. So, that's yes.
Have you contacted any media? Because those numbers are amazing. Congratulations.
I have not yet. I did share that circulation number to City Council at their meeting, one of their meetings in January. So I will probably send out. And Diana, I also included in the report kind of an annual report that I kind of last year created this format and going with it again this year. Diana pointed out one error in it, one grammatical error that I need to change. But so it just kind of has the numbers. It doesn't necessarily in that first kind of graphic show the big increase, but it just has kind of our usage. It shows the most popular, most checked out titles in a number of categories for 2025. and then what services, the traffic, and then the circulation. And there I show the change from 2024 in the percent. So you can see that our physical items increased 18%. Our digital items circulation increased 4%. So for a total percent increase of 14% over 2024.
I'm wondering
So-
if you could, building on what Megan said, submit a press release.
Yeah.
Have Aletha write a press release for you and send it to the Daily.
Yeah.
It really
Metro
is
Republic
impressive. I mean,
with your report.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nope, you're fine.
No, I just feel like considering what a great year you had last year to surpass those numbers is really remarkable. So, congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you. And that is, I guess, the director's report. Any other questions?
Seeing none, I'll request a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Motion passed. On to the financials.
Okay, like other meetings, I have the bank statement for the last 2 months, November and December. So at the end of November, the balance in the bank statement was just over 89,000, and then at the end of the year, our bank statement balance was just over 90,363 and some cents. And then I also have, I just included the board account profit loss for the entire year rather than the individual months as well. And so you can see that our total income for the board was just $19 less than last year, $18.96 to be exact. But our expenses were less than last year too by a few dollars. And so our total net income of what we took in over what we spent was $12,227.25 compared to $12,164.49. So an increase, a big increase of $62.76. And then our city budget, we ended with about, let me see, budget balance. We ended with about $128,432 in the black, but most of that was from personnel because we had over 45,000 left in the group insurance, and salaries was almost 66,000, but we had a position that was open for the last 2 months, and there's some extra cushion in there too. So for the operating expenses, we spent pretty much all of it.
Kevin, when the Carnegie grant comes in, that $10,000, where is that going to go, or
Well,
where did it go?
I haven't received it yet, and so I will have to work with city administrator with that large of amount. I'll have to see if the city expects it to go into the city budget, as a grant, and then we decide where to put it. I'm guessing that's where it will go because what I'm thinking is that I would like to use it for some upgrades to the HVAC system. We need new controls. In the next couple of years, we need new controls in our rooftop units. because we updated some controls inside the building a couple of years ago. We got funding from the city for that when some kind of died. But so we have two different company controls. You know, they work, but they don't work as well as they could. And so that's what I'm thinking. So if it comes in, or when it comes in, you know, it would go into our building fund, and then we would just have that money there to make use for that. And the other thing, I mentioned we did get $1,000 that came in at the end of December from the South Dakota Community Foundation, and that is, you know, going into the library city budget, and we'll be using it to upgrade the Switch to a Switch 2, so that we can take advantage of more capabilities and new games that are coming out for that. And as I said, the Switch controllers, I mean, we have 4 of them, so you have 4 people checking them out. That gets a higher circulation, but you know, by far we had over 100, I think 132 or something, but it was the highest checked out item in 2025. So, you know, we've had teens come in and use it.
That would be another good thing for a press release.
Yeah.
Both of those would be good press releases.
I'm making notes. So any questions on the financial reports?
Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. On to item number 7, business items, funding requests for January.
Okay, for funding requests for the month, January is always our largest funding request month, because we request approval for funding for Bookopoly and Winter Reading Challenge and our summer reading program. And so we have a total of 7 requests. Did I get that? Wait, 1, 2, or 6 requests. I thought one more was going to come in. I guess I can't count very well this month. As we talked in November, we have the request from Max and myself for attending the PLA, the Public Library Association Conference in Minneapolis, April 1st through the 3rd. In those requests, I put a total amount, which includes the registration amount, which you actually did, you know, approve that amount in November. So the requested new amount is $1,361. So that's the $1,725 less the registration amount that we already spent. And then for Bookopoly, for adults, teens, Max is requesting $1,800, which is in line with last year. He's requesting $3,000 for adult teen summer reading, and Jean is requesting $1,550 for Bookopoly prizes for children, and $9,100 for summer reading program, which is more than last year. And her Bookopoly, I think, is a little less than last year. I'll have to go look in the specific request. So first, any questions overall?
The summer reading programming, that includes the prizes, the guest
Kevin,
speakers.
can you have them speak into the microphone if those are hooked up?
I'm right in front of it.
Yeah. Deb, my laptop computer doesn't pick up the rest of the sound all that great.
Oh.
I will try to I will repeat her question for you. So go ahead.
I just wondered if the summer reading program included the guest speakers, the people, not just the prizes. I'm assuming with that amount.
Yes, for children's, the question, Susan, from Deb is that if the summer reading program funding requests included programming and prizes, and yes, For adult and teen, there aren't as many programs. We do a lot more programs with the children's, but it does include that. Any other questions?
Does this represent your staff's best guess at what they're going to need for the year again, or this is me being ill prepared? I didn't go back and look over the rest of the funding requests for the past 2025. For example, were there additional numbers that either staff person requested for either adults, teens, or children that we could include now to avoid them having to submit another request? I guess is what I'm getting at.
Well,
So repeat that for them.
the question from Diana was is this kind of the staff's best guess for what's needed for the entire year, or will there be some other funding requests coming? Max and Jean have followed what we've done in the last years of in January, we've typically just requested for summer reading and for Bookopoly. Last year, there was actually a couple other requests for some programs that they wanted to do. Max requested funding to start up that seed library. At this point, they don't expect any other requests, for the next few months, but I'm sure in the summer there will be some requests for some programs or programs in the fall. And Jean has often come up with a program, maybe, April, May, that she wants to do. But, their big focus right now is putting together the summer reading programming requests so that we get that done. And the next 2 to 3, 4 months the focus will be on planning those, scheduling performers and getting all of that in place. So it's the first half of the year, I would say. The main request for the first half of the year. Any other questions? I'll just point out kind of the difference and to compare. We provided comparisons for last year for adult and teen Bookopoly programs. At the bottom there, you can see the $1,800 for this year is $55 less than last year's request. For adult teen summer reading is $100 more than last year. So a difference between the two of $45. For Jean's requests, her Bookopoly is $250 more than last year. But I think we get a higher increase in children's participation, as more families find out about it. And then for summer reading for children's, her request was $150 more than last year. So not a whole lot. I mean, she did one thing she said was that the CSLP, the Collaborative Summer Library Program organization, their prices have gone up some.
Right. No, my question was not an indictment of how much they were asking for.
Yeah.
It was merely trying to. I think a few years ago we had talked about helping the library staff just streamline things and having a year-long plan so they could request at one time and just know their plan for the year and go forward without them having to put requests in. However, I mean, things always come up, which is why we gave you the autonomy to, approve up to whatever dollar figure it was. So that's all I was asking about, is to see if that was still a priority in the library, or if with your librarian staff churning a little bit, if that's something that they just need to get their feet under them before they could do that. And it's certainly working the way we do it now.
Did you two hear that question or that comment?
No.
Okay, Diana, just further clarified the reason for her question of, wondering if the library staff, if we can like do a year-long request and just kind of approve it, kind of like it's a budget. And kind of the way they've been going is, then some things do come up. They're not quite maybe sure what we'll all be doing in the fall. And so I think they want to get through kind of the first half of the year with these big requests. The other requests that we have done have, then been $500 to $1,000. So
No, I think
as
this
they
is
determine
great.
what they want to do.
I mean, it's through the summer, so you have 9 months here, pretty
Yeah.
much, right? Covered through the summer
Yeah.
program.
Just out of curiosity, do you ever seek out sponsorships for some of these programs?
We haven't necessarily, well, we have done that a little bit, Susan. Did everybody hear Susan's question about seeking out sponsorships? We have done that for a couple of times. If you recall, this next month in February will be our Read for the Record, which has the last number of years has been in October, and this year they switched it to February. And we have a group that agreed to sponsor that. The
Masons.
over on Fifth and
Masons.
the Masons are sponsoring that, and so they will. And a couple of years ago, when we scheduled the Mexican folklore dances, the
Corona Village or something.
we had a number of organizations. We got donations, and we got some donations from some of the service clubs, and we got some donations from some of the Mexican restaurants to help feed them. So we have done that, but I mean, we haven't done that regularly.
If I recall, the summer reading program, obviously, those businesses donate the prizes for that.
Yes, and we do get sponsorships for Jean gets a number of businesses to offer and sponsor the free ice cream, which we're very thankful for, and encourages lots of reading. Thank you, Megan, for that reminder. I apologize.
Yeah. No, that's fine. And I thought, was it last year, the year before, that maybe Hot Shots had donated like gift cards for Bookopoly, or maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but I think it's sprinkled in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we do. We have in the past, also sought some sponsorships for some prizes, or even, some reduced cost on some of the prizes.
Well, and she did a good job of including things here. She even has volunteer gifts included in the budget. I think that's awesome, because she says she can't do it without them, and they're not getting much. So,
Deb just commented that Jean included, even the gifts for the volunteers. So she was thankful for the detail of Jean's larger request.
I'll make a motion to approve the requests,
All of them in one motion.
all in one motion. Is that okay?
So we have a motion. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just
Motion.
let-
Do we have a second?
Yes, I second.
Diana? Okay.
So Megan and Susan, Deb made a motion to approve the funding request, and Diana seconded it.
To include the conference attendance, right? That's part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any further
Only pay for the
discussion?
registration one time.
What's that?
But only pay for the registration
Yeah,
one time.
one time.
And I guess just as a comment, also, for the food meal request, I included just the city's
Per diem.
daily per diem. But if we stay at a hotel that serves breakfast, then I wouldn't.
You're not going out to have steak and eggs?
No. So, okay.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the funding requests, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed and carried. On to item B, the open meetings presentation.
Okay, Susan, you've already gone through this, but
Okay.
the state legislature in their session last year passed legislation requiring all city councils, county commissioners, school boards, and other entities to yearly review open meeting laws, and this has to be done by June 30th, and so the city council has already reviewed this, and we will do this because we are, as we'll see in the next slide, or in one of the next slides, but the legislature enacted requires an annual review of the explanation of open meeting laws of this state and any material pertaining to open meeting laws provided by the Attorney General. So, just kind of the basic South Dakota political subdivisions, and that was the wording. I was waiting to read this because I knew I wouldn't get that. We are kind of a subdivision of a subdivision. The city of Mitchell is a political subdivision which exercises sovereign power, and then this ensures that official meetings are open to the public. And we, as a library board, Public Library Board is also one of those entities. You all have authority to pass not legislation, but policy and fees and any sanctions like library fines. So we have to follow library or open meeting laws as well. So here's kind of an more explanation of that. So any political subdivision, meaning a public body of the city that has the authority to exercise sovereign power, such as implementing taxes while we implement the fee, creating regulations or policies, imposing penalties, library fines. So we have to comply with the open meeting laws. So each public body of the city that has the authority to exercise this power must review these laws annually. So we get to do this every year. So what are open meetings? Open meetings are all official meetings of the political subdivision. This is when a quorum of members are present in official business or public policy of the bodies discussed or decided. Open meetings include in-person meetings, but they also include teleconferences, group texts, group emails. Whenever there's a quorum in discussing business. So that's why entities have to be careful not to do group texts and make decisions. Whenever I send out emails, I ask nobody should reply. If I'm sending an email about the meeting and then somebody has a question about a meeting, you should just reply to me individually with your question so that not everybody is involved in that. How do we notify the public of our meetings? Oops, sorry. We are required to post a notice for official meeting at least 24 hours in advance. And I have the agenda posted on the front window of the City Hall. Less than 24-hour notice is permitted under certain circumstances. but as much notice as should be given. And it must include the date, time, location of the meeting. It must be posted at the principal office and on the official website. And we have the online agenda. The agenda is available online too on the city website, and we link to that on our library website too, webpage. It must be delivered to all local news media. I haven't had any news media request specifically that I send it to them. I assume that the news media check the city's meeting website to know when meetings are scheduled. And we are required to provide meeting materials on our website at least 24 hours in advance. And that's why I always try to post the agenda and the meeting materials on Friday before, so that you all have the weekend to, read through the material as well as let the public know what's coming down. Public's entitled to attend open meetings, and they also may record the meetings if they would like. We must allow public comment at our official meetings, and so we always have citizens' input as part of our agenda. We may limit that input, though, by allowing only a certain length of time for each individual, or an overall public comment lasts no more than 10 minutes. We have not necessarily had to do that, but I know that the city council, if you go to the city council meeting, any public input, each individual has 3 minutes to talk on. And then the public is not entitled to attend or participate in executive sessions. And then the next section is about executive sessions. When can a meeting be closed? We can hold private executive sessions. South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2 provides several categories of discussions. There's legal, there's personnel, there's contract. There's, I think, about 5 different categories. And so if we plan to go into executive session, we have to have on the agenda which one of those categories that we plan to go in. And if I know for city council, if they have multiple different topics that they're going to be discussing, they have to put each category on the agenda of what they're going to be, why they're going into executive session. And there must be a motion to enter executive session, and then also cite that statute, that reason that applies to the discussions to be held. Discussions are in executive session are limited to that cited statute, and no action may be taken in executive session. Any action relative to the matters must be done. They must exit executive session and then in open session take action. So any questions? There's also a guide put out by the Attorney General's office that is a question and answer. So this is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4-page question and answer. I would have. Did you all look at this before the meeting? Did you read through it? Yeah. So we don't have to go through all of this in detail, but I ask that you refer back to this if you have specific questions. But we do have to note in our minutes that we reviewed executive or open meeting laws requirements to meet the requirements of the legislation. So again, any final questions? All right.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Next item 8, committee reports. We have no committees in session right now, so I assume there are no committee reports. Any board input from any of the board members for the benefit of the rest of the board?
I just wanted to say thank you to the team that organizes the volunteers that organize the book sale. Their contributions are worth their weight in gold, and I just wanted to thank that team.
Megan, did you hear that?
I did not.
Diana made a comment that she wanted to thank the volunteers who organize and manage our used book sale in their efforts. They brought in over $9,000 in 2025.
They do an amazing job.
And it looks so nice. They keep it so attractive.
Yeah.
And sorted.
And Deb said that they keep it attractive and sorted.
Any other input from the board? Okay, seeing none.
One more.
Sure.
Just to thank Kevin for putting together that annual report. That's great publicity, and just make it noted that we appreciate the work you did on that.
And Diana just had one more comment to remind me to share that yearly report publicly and thank us for all the work we've done. Thank you.
Item number 10, citizens input. We have no one present here for citizens. Item 11 is adjournment, but before that, we need to select next meeting date for the board. And that date should be the third Tuesday, which would be
Yes, the third Tuesday of March is St. Patty's Day, March 17th. Is that a problem for anybody?
Might have to limit my green beer day, but
Well.
I'm kidding.
And then for February training, the third Tuesday would be the 17th of February. I guess, is anybody not available then? And do you have any, I mean, we can come up with training, but also in the past, I know some of you have asked, about a specific topic. Any topics that you are curious about?
Can we email you? I know I had some. I
Sure.
just can't think.
Yeah, you can email me topics.
Would it be, I'm just thinking, I think off the top of my head, so my apologies in advance, but would it be fun to have like a not board-led, but board participation book club that night and invite the public to come join the library board for a book club? Random idea. Or not.
I don't know if the state library for record,
Training.
Megan, Diana asked if for a training night we could do a board-led book club, and I would have to check with the state library to get a ruling on if that would count as, we could count that as training.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. No,
But it's an idea for a program for the future.
Yeah.
We have some book people here.
Do we have, I know we talked about this a year or more ago, plans to, I don't know if we talked about putting it on the website or where, about like Excel sheet, software kind of thing, training. Wasn't Zach at one time going to do something?
And that was part of our strategic plan of having how-tos. I mean, that's something
But we haven't done that yet, right?
I've started that. I do have kind of a how-to. The last couple of months I haven't added to it, but we do have. Let me go back. And did you hear that, Megan? The question was from Deb was, in the past we've talked about having kind of how-tos on the website, and have we done that? Let me go down to the report, to the strategic planning report.
It just might be a good time to do a brainstorming session on what exactly could be done. Like what type of how-tos would be productive.
Well, yeah,
useful.
that would be, let's see where that is. Yeah, I didn't say how many we have, but we do have a tutorials page, and it's available. Oh, I have six topics on there
Okay.
for now, but yeah,
Is that on
I guess
the
that would be
website?
something that, if you have ideas for adding to the tutorials page of, do you want information? Well, I have stuff on there about digital books and Libby. We have information there already for that. But if there's other topics that you would like added to that, feed those to me.
I just had a random thought sitting over here. The center,
Put your mic on.
the Center for the Book announces their One Book South Dakota in the next, I'd say, month. And I'm just wondering if we could invite them here to do the press conference.
We could invite them. I don't know if they will.
I don't know if they'd come either, but it'd be a fun thing.
Did you hear that, Megan? Diana said that the Center for Western Studies.
Center for the Book.
Oh, Center for the Book, South Dakota Center for the Book, will be announcing their One Book South Dakota soon, and she was wondering if we could invite them to come to Mitchell and do their announcement here. I can contact them and I can
That'd be super
ask
cool.
them. Well,
As far as trainings, I'm open to whatever the
okay, so
the
yeah, back
library
to
staff
training. Then
thinks
we'll
is a
come
good
up
training.
with the topic, and we'll plan on February 17th at the library for that, and then March 17th for our next board meeting here.
Okay.
Anything else for the good of the board before we adjourn? Seeing none,
Move to adjourn the meeting.
do we have a second?
Sure, yes.
All those in
Second.
favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed and carried. We are adjourned.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. Bye now.
Bye, Megan. Bye, Susan.